Hello everyone, it's Lindsay, and today we are back with another faith journaling process video as we continue to work through the Take 4 series from Open Journey. For the month of August, we've been in issue 3, which is the theme of Seek. Now, Ingrid did go ahead and release September's kit, Heart Cut. I don't have mine quite yet. It should be here next week, so I will have an unboxing for you guys coming soon. But you can go ahead and start ordering the kit if you want to start kind of getting your things together for September. Now, my plan is to work through the kits in September the same way that I've been doing through the summer. However, I do go back to school full-time August 26th, and I am going to go ahead and take a full set of classes. There were some art classes that I wanted to take outside of what I needed for my degree. And so it's going to be a little busy, but my goal is to hopefully still be doing something. It may be a little bit more condensed. I don't know, but I do still want to offer these study notes for you guys as we continue through the Seek series. These are a set of notes that I have been providing underneath each one of these process videos, and it's a free PDF for you guys. Nothing of my own brain. I'm just compiling some various resources that I utilize when I'm doing my study, just putting it all into one PDF so that you guys can access that easily. But so you can go ahead and check out Heart Cut. It is absolutely beautiful. Ingrid, I have not read through it quite yet. I was trying to get caught up in Seek, but she said it's very convicting, but good convicting. And I'm really excited. This summer has just been so good for my heart, just working through these studies. As I was putting together the last couple of weeks here in my binder, I was just kind of looking back and reflecting on what all we have studied this summer. I mean, it's amazing. And this is just the tiniest little tidbit of the Bible. And I just have felt so refreshed and rejuvenated and just excited to be studying my Bible in a way that I haven't felt in a really long time. And so I hope that these videos have kind of been doing the same thing for you guys. But before we jump into September, we are going to finish up Seek in August. We do still have a few more weeks plus the word study to finish out before the end of the month. So everything will be linked down below for you guys. But today we are looking at week 3, which is Psalm 27 verse 8. Now in my study notes, I only gave you Psalm 27 verse 8, but I actually, this is my second time filming this. And after looking at the little bit of notes and going over this, I decided we're going to revisit this because I want us to look at the entirety of Psalm 27, or at least I want to read it to you because a few of the study notes do reference more than just verse 8. And I think that it really kind of goes along with what we've been studying. And I know a lot of what you guys are kind of conversating with me in the DMs about this summer. Just I think we're all kind of in this place, not all of us, but a lot of us in this place of just kind of desperation. We're just in this wilderness season and for a variety of different reasons. And so I found a lot of comfort in this. And I think that the entire psalm really goes well with the theme of, all the studies that we've been doing this summer. So Psalm 27, it's a psalm of fearless trust in God. Right there, just the title of it. So I am reading from the NASB 95 version, starting in verse 1. It says, "The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the defense of my life. Whom shall I dread? When evildoers came upon me to devour my flesh, my adversaries and my enemies, they stumbled and fell. Though a host encamp against me, my heart will not fear. Though war rise against me, in spite of this, I shall be confident. One thing I have asked from the Lord that I shall seek, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to behold the beauty of the Lord and to meditate in his temple. For in the day of trouble, he will conceal me in his tabernacle. In the secret place of his tent, he will hide me. He will lift me up on a rock. And now my head will be lifted up above my enemies around me. And I will offer in his tent sacrifices with shouts of joy. I will sing, yes, I will sing praises to the Lord. Hear, O Lord, when I cry with my voice, and be gracious to me and answer me." And here's verse 8. "When you said, 'Seek my face,' my heart said to you, 'Your face, O Lord, I shall seek.' Do not hide your face from me. Do not turn your servant away in anger. You have been my help. Do not abandon me nor forsake me, O God of my salvation. For my father and my mother have forsaken me, but the Lord will take me up. Teach me your way, O Lord, and lead me in a level path because of my foes. Do not deliver me over to the desire of my adversaries, for false witnesses have risen against me, and such as breathe out violence. I would have despaired unless I had believed that I would see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. Wait for the Lord. Be strong and let your heart take courage. Yes, wait for the Lord. Oh, so many things that we could talk about, but we could be here for like an hour just picking apart this entire psalm. But this is one of those ones that I think just kind of is the umbrella, right, to what all we have been studying. I don't know if you guys caught it. There's another seek there. One thing I have asked from the Lord that I shall seek, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life. So just now that we're doing these studies, these words are just kind of popping out to us, right? But verse 8, this is where we're going to be camping out. But there is some reference to verse 9 also. So when you said, seek my face, my heart said to you, your face, O Lord, I shall seek. Do not hide your face from me. Do not turn your servant away in anger. You have been my help. Do not abandon me nor forsake me, O God of my salvation. So I wanted to point that out because the notes that I pulled over do kind of reference that. And so for the MacArthur Study Bible Notes is referring to verse 8, says God's face indicates his personal presence or simply his being. You can see that in Psalms 24:6, 105:4. And seeking his face is a primary characteristic of true believers who desire fellowship with God. And then there's a series of cross references here for you guys to dive in. I love this, that a primary characteristic of true believers who desire fellowship with God is seeking his face. If somebody claims to be a believer and they are not constantly seeking a better knowledge of who God is and trying to ever draw closer to him, we can't judge their heart. Only the Lord can do that. But we can look at the fruit of their life. And is there fruit in that area in their life may beg into question whether they are a true believer. And so that's a reflection on our own lives. Do we truly believe in God? Do we truly believe that Jesus is our Savior if we're not constantly seeking fellowship with him? Might be a little convicting, that one there. David Guzik's commentary. Now, if you click here where it says David Guzik commentary, so anywhere there's bold, purple font, that will take you to an external link. And so if you click on this, it'll pull up the entire commentary for all of Psalm 27. So if you're wanting to dive in and kind of look at some maybe those other verses that stood out to you in Psalm 27, you definitely can do that. But looking at when he said, seek my face, so David is going to be referencing both verse 8 and that verse 9. It says, God invited David to seek him, yet there was a sense in which David felt that God was hiding from him when he says, do not hide your face from me. David didn't become angry with God or turn against him. In his disappointment, he sought God all the more diligently and desperately. Do not leave me nor forsake me. This really resonated with me, and it made me think, there have been times where it's been a long time since I've been angry with God. And I know that that's because of my growth in my faith and this, seeking fellowship with him. I have learned and witnessed and experienced many of the characteristics of God. And so I don't jump to being angry at God, but I know there are very many people who wrestle with that. And especially non-believers. There are people who maybe were raised in a Christian home, heard all the things, taught all the things, but then something catastrophic happens in their life and they become angry at God. And turn away from faith, turn away from, God because of that. And so I love that we have this example of David not becoming angry with God. So he may have been feeling, as the enemies are encroaching upon him, as he is in the wilderness, his own son cast him out and has sent people out after him. He has every right to be in despair at this point. But rather than be angry with God or turn against him, he sought God all the more diligently and desperately. So when those hard things happen, a loss of a loved one, a loss of a job, financial ruin, a house burns down, whatever it is, rather than be angry with God, draw nearer to him, desperately seek him out, find comfort in him. And I know practicality-wise, that is hard in the moment, right? Especially if you haven't been seeking fellowship with him closely leading up to whatever that event is. It's even more hard to rely on him and trust him and to know that he is going to take care of you. All the more reason to be doing these studies, to be not just these studies, but studying the Word of God helps you draw nearer to him and understand the characteristics of God, who he is, who he says he is. He is faithful. He loves you. He sees you. He takes care of you. He wants good for you. Maybe not the same good that you think is good for you. God sees it all, knows it all. So he knows what is good for you. And oftentimes that's different than what we think is good for us. But I just love that he gives us examples because he knows that as humans, we are going to encounter this, right? That there's going to be humans out there who are going to be angry with him and are going to turn against him. But he gives us the example of David, who had every, reason to feel that way. Desperately and diligently sought the Lord even more in those difficult times. And I am a testimony to that. This summer, just in the last year, it would be so easy to turn to other things to find comfort and to find reasoning or an explanation or whatever it might be. But I, through practice, my first instinct now is to go to the Lord in prayer, open up my Bible, go to my studies, pull out my verses, whatever it is. That is the very first thing that I go to now. And it is a balm for the soul. I can't even begin to explain that. And I know that I've been through seasons and years where I've heard people say that and I'm like, yeah, whatever. But that doesn't make it so that this practical hard thing in my life is going to be easier. And those practical hard things in my life haven't gotten easier. I just have a different attitude about dealing with them. I have a different comfort level as I sit in that wilderness time. So good. So I would encourage you to go over to that commentary and take a look at all of Psalm 27 and maybe spend some time studying in there. There is some additional cross-references for you if there weren't enough here from the MacArthur Study Bible. Now, these are from the Bible Hub. And if you are not going over and utilizing these resources, I would encourage you to go click over there and just start exploring. All I do is type in the verse that I'm studying, and there is a wealth of information on Bible Hub. It's not just cross-references. There's additional sermons and commentaries, and there's just all kinds of things over there for you guys. But I'm really appreciating just being able to look at even more scripture that kind of ties in, with what we're looking at. And then just one short little word study for you guys. I pulled out the word heart. It says very widely for the feelings, the will, and even the intellect. So with every bit of who we are, our feelings, our heart, mind, and soul, right, should be seeking the face of the Lord. I love that. So a little bit shorter of a study today. So we're going to do a little bit shorter of a art process to go along with that because today is the first day it feels like fall here in Central California. I sat outside until about noon and I am ready to go back outside. So we're going to do just a little bit more simple of a layout. So I'm continuing to work in my mixed media journal, but you could do this directly in the booklet if you wanted to. And so what I have here is a combination of things. I have a couple of stickers from the physical kit and then some stickers that come from the digital kit. The digital kit does also include these two stickers here. But like I've mentioned, when you order the physical kit, she will give you a coupon code for 50% off of the digital version of the kit. The digital version oftentimes has even more backgrounds and elements and things like that. And so that's where all of these little paint splotches came from. Now, if you are comfortable with paint, you definitely don't have to mess with that. You can splotch your own paint. But I just thought this would be quick and easy to kind of put together. So mostly just going to be stickers. These are on clear sticker paper. Now this sticker is opaque white sticker paper. This is what came in the kit. Now you could print it on clear sticker paper if you've got the digital version, but I'm just trying to use what I have already printed and what I have in my hands. So we are going to do just a little bit of mixed media to kind of help blend this in a little bit. And I don't know, as much as I want it simple, I can't just do flat. I need something on there. So we are going to use a little bit of a stencil and some Crackle paste. It's because it's been so much nicer this week here in California. I'm not running the AC as much, which means it's a little bit warmer in my house. And I'm going to take advantage of that and use some Crackle paste. Crackle paste works best if you let it just air dry. dry on its own. It doesn't take very long to do, especially if it's dry and hot where you are. And you can, I don't know, I don't think you're supposed, I'm going to say you can use a heat tool, but I think in fact they say not to because of something that's in it. Maybe. No, it doesn't say anything about not heat drying it, but I know Tim has said that this product crackles best if you just let it sit on its own and dry. So that's what we're going to use with the stencil to kind of blend in this sticker and just add some texture. We are going to play with a little bit of Neo color just to add some more color, but it should be very, very simple. So I'm going to go ahead and put you guys on fast forward, and we're going to put together this prayer entry for week 3 of the Seek devotional from Open Journey.
All right, so let's get started. I wanted to show you another little tip for applying large stickers. I've had some feedback that people are still kind of struggling with the larger stickers. So here's another trick that might work. Find some washi tape that's super not sticky. I'm going to link down below some mint tape from scrapbook.com, which is actually better suited for this in case you don't have any washi tape. But you're going to lay that across the center of your sticker. It doesn't really matter what direction, but that's just going to hold your sticker down where you want it onto the page. And then we're going to do the same thing that I've been doing recently where I reveal a little bit of the backer sheet and then cut it away. But by adding that washi tape, it helps hold the sticker in place. So you're not trying to, hold it with the palm of your hand while you're exposing the backer sheet. And it just can be kind of, hard to finagle all of that. So the washi tape's holding it into place. I've revealed a little bit of the sticker, cut away the backer sheet, and then I'm going to use a bone folder. You could use, an old gift card, just something like that to press down that sticker. The bone folder is nice because it's a little bit longer than, say, a gift card or something like that. And then I'm going to remove my washi tape very carefully. And then now I've got that hinge because part of the sticker is stuck down. And then I'll use my bone folder to smooth that sticker down. So hopefully this kind of helps if you're having problems with, bubbles or wrinkles or, anything like that. Sometimes it's just slower is better with stickers, but I've gone ahead and sped this up now, and I'm just kind of using a combination of techniques depending on the size and shape of the sticker that I'm putting down. The clear sticker paper is kind of nice because it does have a cross cut through the backer sheet. So sometimes it works out where it falls on the sticker where you can just pull a little corner of that off or a little piece of it off and then stick it down. I will say that the more intricately cut your sticker is, the harder it is to stick down. And you'll see that here in a second. This one's kind of a good example where it has that tail of splatter off on the right side there. Can be a little tricky, but when I go to stick the Seek His face down, I cut right up around the letters. So it's pretty intricate. And I probably should have done like the washi tape method or something like that because I got confident and thought I could just stick it down, and it was scary. It took a couple seconds to get it, right where I needed it to be, and it was still trying to grab a hold of the paper. So, you know, if you're having trouble like that, then don't cut as intricately. With the clear sticker paper, you don't really have to cut right up to the edges of things. Just keep in mind that it is hard to write over clear sticker paper. So I'm leaving that center area pretty blank because that's where I'm going to write my prayer. I don't want to fuss with trying to write over clear sticker paper. So I'm moving on to the Crackle paste. So I have this lattice work stencil, and I've noticed that this Crackle paste, I know that it dries out, and I did not put press and seal in it like I've done my other mediums. I just bought this back in March maybe, and it's already almost completely dried up and unusable. Now I do live in a warmer, drier climate, so that, plays into it, but you got to use your products. So if you know that you're not going to use texture paste very often, don't buy it. It's not worth spending the money on because I have thrown out numerous containers that were not completely empty because they just dried up and got crusty before I could get to it. And in fact, this is already kind of on the drier side. So as I'm putting it through the stencil, it's like the surface of it is drying before I can even pull the stencil off because the paste is already a little on the drier side. And then my house is dry today. So It can be a little finicky, but the results are super fun. But like I said, if it's something that you don't think you're going to really use very much of, maybe skip it. And not something that you have to have in your stash unless you're going to be using it quite a bit. But I'm just being conscious about where I put it. Again, trying to leave myself some room to write, try not to cover up all of my stickers, just trying to add, a little something on there. I am finding that it's not totally wanting to adhere to the sticker paper again because it's kind of dry. So you just gotta play with it. It can be a little fussy, but here you can see I set it aside, let it dry, I don't know, 30 minutes or so. And it's got this fun crackle texture. Now here in that bottom left-hand corner, you'll see there isn't very much crackle. That's because I put it on too thin. So the thicker that you apply it, the more crackle effect that you're gonna get with it. But now it's good and dry. We can start adding some splatters and kind of playing around with some colors. So I've picked out a few Neocolor 2 crayons that kind of match with the colors of the kit. I'm adding a little bit of water to them, picking it up with my pipette, and then I can splatter and drip and drop that color around the page. You do not have to use Neocolors. You could use whatever colored mediums that you prefer, whether that's acrylic inks or spray stains or watercolor or gelato or, whatever. This is just what I had in my cart next to me. And so that's what I'm going to use for this page. And in between colors, I have like a cup of water off to the side there, and I'm just kind of sucking up and spitting out water out of my pipette just to kind of rinse it out before I move on to the next color. And I am putting some of the spots over the texture paste because it'll kind of seep into all the little cracks of that crackle paste and really bring out the cracks. Now, before I go in with black, I did go ahead and dry all of the color because I don't want the black to mix too much with the color. Just be mindful if you're going to use your heat tool because of all that sticker paper. It does not love the heat tool. So don't just go blast in one area for multiple minutes. It's going to ruin your sticker paper. It's going to shrink and melt and do weird things. So, this is one of those things, maybe just set it aside, let it air dry, kind of come back to it here and there. But off camera, I went ahead and wrote out my prayer, and that's it. Super, super simple entry today, but really love that it looks like we did a lot, right? There was a lot of water color and things like that, but it's mostly stickers. So if you have any questions or comments, be sure to leave those down below for me. Check out that description box for links to everything that I used. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed. And until next time, thank you so much. Bye-bye.